Hey, welcome. I'm Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. Today we're doing another Phish tune. This is called Reba, and one of my subscribers, Keith Knows, mentioned this as a pretty challenging piece for not only the band, but maybe a beginning or new listener to the band Phish. So I thought I would give it a listen. About 14 and a half minutes long, so reasonable, I guess, as far as a lot of Phish songs go, in my humble opinion. I guess that's what I call it. And yeah, so we're going to do this one today. And thanks for everyone that's been commenting and mentioning other tunes and subscribing and liking and all of that. It's kind of slowly starting to take off. Which is kind of cool. After doing a lot of putting a lot of time into it and getting better at it, I hope. Maybe not the talking part, but you know. And today I wanted to mention that I got Pib Extra. It's kind of hard to find in the Pacific Northwest occasionally. Not really, but I like to say that. But it's my favorite soda or pop. I never said soda, I always said pop. So anyway, in the comments down below, tell me which, how you would describe pop or soda, I guess. Anyway, let's do it. Here we are, Phish doing Reba. Dedicated to Reba McEntire, or someone. I forget her. I'm kidding, I have no idea what it's about. There's the boys talking about the impending a little bit of discussion about tempo.
Reba sticking a in the water. Reba tagged over to a tree. Reba sticking a lipstick, perfume, fly paper, Reba press a residual sign, cross the needle with a broom. Motel tub, Reba nag a little from a lip. Dip, sip, Reba babble to the nag with a lipstick, perfume, luggage to a family truck. Take a peek at the cheetah on the prowl of a king, sing a boulder in the water, tie a cable to a tree.
So quickly, I would just point out, for me, this is kind of a Zappa-esque thing, and that might be offensive to some, but it's, to me, pretty obvious. Kind of the, kind of wordplay, and, just rhythmically, kind of a staggered, kind of chording kind of thing. Anyway, it's cool.
To the night with a lipstick, perfume, Reba fresh farm left of a dinner in a circle. Down the pipes.
So sorry, right there. It's like sounds just reminiscent of Camarillo Brillo, the Zappa tune. A really great song off of Overnight Sensation. Probably one of my favorite songs of his that's like mainstream or whatever you want to say for him, at least. So.
Bag it, tag it, sell it to the bitch in the store. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the bitch in the store. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the bitch in the store. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the bitch in the store. A stopper at the bottom of the tub, picked up a jar and screwed the top and watched it drop into the water. A little scoop of plaster mixed some coffee grounds and mud, and then she stirred it with a ladle that her grandmother had bought her. Threw in a pot of melted wax, a 4 foot and a hook, apple core, worms galore, can of some corrosive, coconuts and chloroform, some wicker and some cork, toxic waste of purple paste she hoped was not explosive. Reba dip a ladle for a taste of recreation, and she knew that what she made would be the finest in the nation. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Bag it, tag it, bag it, tag it, sell
Some great chromatic lines there. I mean, um, again, not to be comparative, but it's definitely like in that Gentle Giant, kind of more prog rock area, and some Zappa stuff too a little bit. But definitely their thing. I'm just saying, like, I kind of hear the influences. Um, I was gonna look quickly while we're watching this and look at Trey's gear here, and I'm trying to see what that amp is below the Mesa Boogie, which I think is a Mark III head. Um, so, excuse me while I look, but we'll listen while I look. Beautiful. Kind of like a samba beat, kind of implied over the top. Oh, I love that part. Yeah, that's cool. I love this. This is awesome. Nice. Breaking down the motif into little sections. That's cool. Beautiful. That ascending diminished thing is cool. Yeah. Nice. This won't be the last time I say it, but his drums, John's drums, sound so amazing live. I mean, I don't know how this is recorded. Doesn't say. I'm assuming with a pretty good SLR camera with like a decent mic on it. But if it sounds like this through that, anyway, it's really impressive how great the drums and the whole band. But it's rare you hear drums sound like that in a live show. Um, but I think it just goes to their professionalism and that the music isn't completely, you know, cluttered and super dense all the time. Maybe that has something to do with it. Anyway, kudos to the sound man and whoever shot this. And so I'm looking at his equipment. It is a Mark III Mesa Boogie head. I'm assuming I'm just looking at a list of his amps, and it looks like the Bogner Shiva head, and that's what I thought it was, but I couldn't tell because Sewer, that makes guitars and amps, kind of has those same, a little bit kind of close to that same layout. So, blah, blah. Village of the Sun. Yeah. Stuffed animal in the way. Man, beautiful guitar playing. Nice.
Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it.
So there we go. That's Phish doing Reba, a song I found really listenable and right in my wheelhouse. Some really cool wordplay and some kind of cool rhythm stuff, and then some great unison stuff, kind of chromatic and just super interesting. This to me would be a great starting point for me had I heard this song, the first song when I started doing these videos. Um, I, I mean, just a little bit of a backstory if you care. I mean, I come from an adventurous music background, playing kind of free jazz and kind of improvised music and kind of prog stuff. And as a listener, though, I mean, when I'll just say by saying like when I was probably like 12, taking two records out or three records out at a local library, and one was Captain Beefheart, Ice Cream for Crow. Number two was Zappa, Zoot Lures, and then third one was John Coltrane, Ohm. So out of those three, I instantly bonded with the Captain Beefheart record, and I grew somewhat quickly into loving Zappa, but that wasn't my initial love. I had to kind of discover more about him to really get into it. And then Coltrane, as I kind of went back and I started taking lessons, and I had a jazz teacher, I started listening to the things that a lot of people start with like Miles and Coltrane, which is kind of his, Giant Steps, that kind of thing, Naima, Equinox, kind of those cool ballads that are pretty easy to discern the form of the song and all of that. But now going forward, my favorite Coltrane is like Sunship, Interstellar Space, the Live in Seattle, amazing record. Live in Japan, another amazing record. Those are like some of my favorite records of all time to this day. So it took me a while to get there, but what I'm saying is I've listened to a lot of stuff, and mostly guitar based, but whether it's like 20th century classical composers using guitar or modern jazz or free players, I've heard a lot of stuff. So when I hear this, I hear a band that is really pushing the boundaries of maybe the listeners and themselves musically, which is kind of the idea. And I don't know their axiom or their kind of mode of operation as far as constructing music, but I can tell you what little I know of Trey. I think he's writing things that are like right slightly above what he probably can do, and that's what I do. and then that means you're trying to attain it. So I appreciate that danger in playing, especially live, and improvising all of that. It's if you played exactly what you could do well, who cares? I mean, um, there are people that are amazingly perfect every time, that play guitar at least, and Steve Vai, L.D. Miola, even Ingve, no matter how drunk he is, can still pull it off like note for note, and that's definitely um, something to be uh, envious of, I guess, maybe. But I appreciate this band and I appreciate Trey a lot because, yes, he's an amazing musician, an amazing guitar player, but I still see him struggling to get to that next place sometimes. Not all the times, but you know what I'm saying. Like, there's no improvising if you're doing what you've done a million times. And um, so I really, really appreciate that about this band and this song. And I probably in all of these videos, I've just scratched the surface. I've got a lot of great people kind of feeding me ideas, and I also kind of want to discover stuff on my own that maybe some people would be surprised by or not. I don't know. But I'm kind of delving deeper into what I think is a derogatory term, almost a jam band thing. I don't see it that way, but I think you could easily say that. So I'm kind of starting to add Humphreys McGee, some of those, Disco Biscuits, and another subscriber mentioned Jimmy Herring, who I know from. I've seen him once live, but I've seen like all his rig rundowns. I've basically seen all these guitar players in like a rig rundown scenario. I haven't heard the music, but I always love, what they're doing. Another band mentioned, I'm sorry, I forgot who mentioned it, but Goose is another band that someone's mentioned that I should talk to, or to watch videos of and react to, and so I watched their rig rundowns, and I'm interested to hear what they're doing. So anyway, hey, this is a long one. I really appreciate it if you stuck it out this far. I'm Brian. Please come back for more. Thanks.